technology evolves and we see its impact, we cannot have innovation limited to the few. We must have inclusive innovation. So Telkom Future Makers is really about investing and working alongside entrepreneurs in building their businesses such that they become the larger corporates of the future and the employment creators.
Enlight Technologies focuses on Fiber Homes Connect. My journey started 7 years ago. I've been in Telkom at the time for 30 years. Technology is always growing and there's always something new. And I love being at the forefront of it. I started out as a normal technician, climbing the poles myself. In those years I was bright-eyed, bushy-tailed and just loved the outdoors, doing the installations. Many years later, I found myself in management with Telkom, and about 7 years ago, I was looking for something new, something different. I decided to take what was then known as the early retirement package or the voluntary severance package, and it was about at the same time when Telkom started with something which they call the IFT program, the Independent Field Technician program, and that's where I started Enlight Technologies.
So the Independent Field Technicians was born out of a restructuring from Telkom, and at the time Telkom also had a backlog of ADSL or copper faults, and so there was a good connection between providing income opportunities to these former employees while at the same time clearing out this fault backlog.
The IFT program, yes, definitely helped a great deal. A company starting out normally has nothing, but they've actually allowed us to obtain material free of charge. So that was a real boost to get us started.
Working with small businesses can actually create competitive advantage. It's not just about compliance, right? So we can just see it in how Telkom is able to continue to offer fiber to the home competitively through our IFT program. We've had to support them in different ways, provide things like business training, strategy, back office support, etc. But also we've had to think about how we support those businesses technically. So over the years, we've trained significantly those businesses into fiber skills to be really active in the fiber space and to grow their revenues.
Part of our team is also now focused on the network splicing, and we've also got a group that does floating of the fiber cables, which the Homes Connect guys at the end of the day pick up into the customer's house, set up the modem for them, so that when they leave there, they're leaving with a full internet service, a happy customer.
You always hear people in the area will say, there's the fiber people, and that encourages us. And you go to different places, you see different environments, you see different people, and it's a challenging industry, but as you know it becomes like you're just falling in love with this thing.
Lorenzo is our site manager. Him and I normally have our pre-project meeting, and we discuss our plans and the deadline.
But this block is fully done.
Okay, so that makes us finish by Thursday.
Correct.
Beautiful.
This is a really wonderful team. We're like a family. And if there's a new person on board, we always let them feel welcome, because that is also where you started.
I started with my 4 technicians. From there, the company just grew with the help of Telkom and the IFT program. At this stage, I've got 16 technicians.
Small businesses are the backbone of any economy. SMMEs that are part of that supply chain program that have over the years created over 400 jobs.
It's also very rewarding to know that I'm in a position to be able to help people to put food on the table.
So part of the innovation thrust for Telkom Future Makers has been the establishment of a venture capital fund. Over the years, the fund has been able to invest in the right type of startups, including startups like Dropper, that is essentially the Uber of trucks, which is now part of our supply chain.
Future Makers got involved with Dropper at an early stage. I think it's 3 years ago, that's when they gave us our first disbursement. At that time, we were not even generating revenue to the millions that we're generating currently. I mean, we have evolved with them in such a way that we even now servicing Telkom as a service provider. Go for you with the equity plugin.
So currently I'm busy with my card. Once I'm done with it, I'm just going to move it to the test side.
I was born and raised in Venda, Limpopo. I grew up in a place where education was very key. And as a technologist, I was sitting building systems, and I understood how technology can be used to solve problems. I spent around 2 years just building this platform alone, but also interacting with places like your innovation hubs and all these incubator accelerators. That's why we were able to make it more efficient. With our platform, you just go to our app and you just book a delivery, and the turnaround time is cut from 48 to less than 2 hours. So they'll get back to us before lunch. Perfect. Last year, this time, maybe I was doing 100 delivery a month. Right now, we are doing thousands of deliveries a month. We will want to expand not just to be like a suburban or to service the elite, for our services to be available at all corners of South Africa, move to SADC, and maybe, who knows, the rest of Africa.
It's been exciting to see how he's moved from an investment that we made, and that's really what we do. Work with small businesses that become exponentially high growth businesses that actually create the majority of jobs in any economy.
Unemployment is a real thing. In South Africa in particular, entrepreneurship is a potential vehicle to solve unemployment. Entrepreneurs themselves have to be supported to build sustainable businesses, and so it's a very exciting program that we got involved in with Telkom Future Makers.
Telkom Future Makers is partnering with startups that are going to add value or diversify our supply chain, and then supporting youth that are already thinking about innovative and creative solutions but just need a little bit of support.
I currently reside in Pimville, which is a suburb in Soweto. That's where I was raised and born and bred. I'm studying a third-year BCom Business Management degree at the University of Johannesburg Soweto campus. What I'm working on is a student accommodation app called Students Live that's going to help students find landlords and landlords find students.
When we talk about township entrepreneurs, we would typically go into the spaza shop or the informal businesses. A lot of us have entrepreneurial ambitions, but we've been exposed to many survivalist businesses. So our parents have started businesses, but they were just to put food on the table. Now we are saying, can we build a business that can scale? There's so much potential and talent in the townships that we can find and nurture.
With technology causing such a disruption, it's so important that we think about how we partner with entrepreneurs coming from the township. And that is actually why we started the Township Innovation Incubator.
We started the program last year in 2020, and we got about 100 applications. We ended up with top 11 entrepreneurs, and it's been a very exciting program. They're doing amazing things to solve real social issues using technology.
We had to let them know what the business does and how it's going to help the township in a technological way. And when they called us and told us that we're going to be part of this program, it was very exciting.
One of the things that brought us to Lisette is that she's a student herself. She's experienced the challenges that come with trying to find accommodation, and she's decided to find a solution to the problem.
What makes Students Live different is that I'm a student currently living in South Africa right now in COVID time. So I know the challenges that the landlords are facing to attract students to the student accommodations. We're going to provide landlords with a platform where they can post 15 pictures and also a virtual tour. They have reviews from previous students, heuristics such as if the accommodation is NSFAS accredited or cash. So it'll provide security for students and provide a way for landlords to make a steady income.
We've assisted Lisette to come up with a minimum viable product for her application. We've also provided grant funding to help her, obviously, with traction building. And we've also supported her through some of the work that we do with NetCampus to learn more about the tech industry, to get skills to develop those solutions. So we've really been hands-on.
The program in itself has been amazing from the word go, and now they're going to help me change what I was dreaming about and didn't know how to implement into something that is concrete and something I can actually sell to people. So I don't know how applications work, and I'm not a technologically advanced person like that. So a partner of Telkom BCX is going to formulate and make the app for me.
Students that fall under NSFAS would have NSFAS claim. So within the system, are you looking for some sort of integration between NSFAS and your solution?
It will be something that happens with the landlord and the student once they've moved in. But on the app, I'd like it to validate that that landlord is indeed a NSFAS accredited landlord. Okay. So Hloni took what I was telling her in simple, plain English and made it something that she can take to her team and say, this is what we're going to create, this is how it's going to work.
Internally, we're a very small team, and so to be able to have the right impact, you really need partners who genuinely care. You know, a lot of us, our parents are entrepreneurs. We've been entrepreneurs ourselves, and so the team is very intrinsically passionate about working with entrepreneurs.
I've been raised by a generation of strong women, and that's what I want to embody. My grandmother still runs a business at the age of 75, even though we all tell her it's time to retire. You know, it's her love. And my mom also has been very entrepreneurial from as early as I can remember. So them being my biggest role models is something that helps me and drives me to never give up on the dreams that I have for myself and the dreams that I have for my entire family to change the story. You know, you can always be the first millionaire in your family. It doesn't have to have started from the top for it to happen now.
Without dreams, what would we do? We'll just be despondent with all the challenges that we are facing. But people like Lesedi and all the entrepreneurs that we work with show you that there is an opportunity to still dream, but also there are people who are willing to back those dreams, and Telkom has proven to be the partner that backs entrepreneurs' dreams.
The situation in South Africa is a bit challenging, to be quite frank. If you look at the recent unemployment numbers, South Africa is sitting at 34.4%, and 70% of that is youth. I grew up in a township, and I'm very clear how my own life was changed by someone who could extend a helping hand. When I graduated high school, I never had money to go to university, but I was lucky enough to have NAMPAC, who paid for my schooling. And thank God for that, because today I'm a CEO of Accenture. I don't think we've got a jobs problem in South Africa. I really think we have a skills problem. Today, we export 250,000 jobs to other nations. We could be using those jobs here and actually giving employment to our own people.
My name is Sihle Chabalala, and I am the co-founder and CEO of an organization called Quirky 30. I grew up in Langa, and I matriculated at the age of 16. No aspirations to go to university because none of my family members have ever been to university. So I turned to the only role models that I know, which you will find them in the townships, which are drug lords, armed robbers, and gangsters. So I started doing business robberies and heist jobs at the age of 16. But when I was about to turn 19, that's when I got arrested and went to prison for 11 years and 3 months. After I was released out of prison and coming back to a township of which I have been absent from for the past 11 years, and to realize that nothing much has changed. I needed to provide these people with skills that will get them into jobs very quickly. That's when I found out about coding. The tools that we are going to learn here today covers HTML, CSS, and also now JavaScript. So Quirky 30, it's a not-for-profit company. We offer a free 1-year training program to kids between the ages of 16 to 35, where they come and learn how to code. So they learn both web and mobile development, they learn graphic design, online digital marketing, they learn cloud skills, and all about computers. Remember, you can't generate traffic or people coming into your site if your site is ugly. We offer them monthly stipends, enabling these kids now to be able now to have a second chance in life. You know, I was once there, you know, and for me, this is never work. You know, it's my life. What I see in them, I see myself. So we've been working with Accenture for the past 5 years now. Accenture was one of the first global organizations that saw the potential in us. Without Accenture, we wouldn't have been here.
My name is Ketty Wemkuna, and I'm the responsible business lead working for Accenture, leading the Africa market unit. So what we do is we really immerse ourselves and become part of the core team to enable township youth to access first world ICT skills.
So this is Accenture's second home from Joburg. You know, Quirky 30 in Langa, you know.
We help non-profit organizations in various communities by injecting cash and supporting their programs so that they can create scale.
Just where we are, actually, Western Cape alone, we have over 25,000 software vacancies available. And we need such skills, we need such support. And Accenture was the one that raised their hand and said, well, we are here, we want to challenge the status quo, we want to position this township as the next digital township, meaning that I want the next WhatsApp messenger being built by a township kid.
I believe that talent is dispersed equally, but opportunities aren't. And if that potential is harnessed, it is really an opportunity for us to move the dial when it comes to the unemployment status.
So, Michael, great to meet you. Did you have a good trip here? It's up to you to decide what happens next.
So Skills to Succeed Academy is a highly interactive digital tool where young people have a virtual coach who actually walks the journey of helping them to identify their skills. And once you are then ready for your interview, you know, there are mock interviews that young people would do on this technology platform.
We realized that 90%, 90, don't have computers. Even the 10% that do have, they are talking about Pentium 2s, Pentium 3s, Pentium 4s. So that's why now with the help of Accenture, we've managed now to set them up with devices at home.
By us equipping these young people with skills that are already in shortage, it's also a talent pipeline for us.
These are kids that have never thought that they'll be amazing, they'll be extraordinary, they'll do something magnificent in life.
We've trained over 12,000 young people, and between 85 to 90% of them have actually gone into jobs. I know many places where CSR is something that people remember at BEE verification time. You know, but the fact that this role reports directly to the CEO ensures that this is a strategic business agenda.
My name is Edith Mapisa, and I'm the Managing Director of Fuse IT. So Fuse IT is a custom software development company that focuses in your enterprise, complex, high-volume solutions, both web-based and mobile applications. Entrepreneurship can be a lonely journey at times. There's no safety net. You know, it's like you wear this smile every day and you're thinking like, oh my word, you know, how am I going to survive?
The biggest employers in our country are SMEs. And if we support more SMEs to grow them, make them sustainable, they're able to employ more people. SMEs are the solution to the poverty levels, to unemployment, low skill, low labor.
So the Accenture Enterprise Supplier Development is a program where they take a number of SMEs, so it's companies below 50 million, black-owned, and they take them through a 2-year program. They looked at the increase in your profitability, increase in your revenue, increase in your headcount as well.
It's great to develop them, but they want business, right? So access to market is the biggest pillar for us, where we integrate them and we make them suppliers. It enables us to provide clients with capable suppliers for their own supply chain. And that's what makes our enterprise and supply development program different. It's shared value.
We need to invest in these entities which today look small, but have real potential of creating scale.
We grew in our headcount, so we employ 18 people at the moment. When I started the company, I thought like it was all about money, so it was all about getting rich. But as you're hiring new people in the business, you realize you're impacting lives, you're impacting livelihoods. So I don't have the luxury of quitting. You know, I have to make it work. That's what makes me fight every single day. That's what makes me want to succeed every single day.
I take my job as though I'm in service. I'm there to serve them so that there's that one person who's fighting for them to survive. We say that when you come in as an entrepreneur, we're opening our doors. We've got access to our resources, our minds, our IP, our technology, our global network, and nothing is off limits for you. Because at this point, this is how we're going to change the country.
My name is Sibusiso Kapuza. I'm a software developer at Ogilvy in Meta, Cape Town. My job is to build applications, build websites. It's challenging, yeah. So I think that's the great part of it. I studied at Kwiki 30 in Langa. I did not know anything about coding. It was kind of challenging, but I was up for it because at that time I was not working, I was not doing anything. So I was looking for something to do, I was looking for a job. So yeah, Sihle came to my rescue. I feel I am one of the luckiest people. At the beginning, when I started earning some money, I did help my mom. I had to support my brothers and my sisters. At that time, I was the only one who was working, so yeah, I felt good about it.
Government will never change our circumstances or situation. It's ordinary citizens like me and you who care much about this world.
We are our brothers' keepers, and we are the keepers of the youth.
It did change my life. I am very happy. I am very happy.
The world is moving digital. Everything about our societies, about the world that we live in is moving digital. Today, Accenture, in my own little corner and with my own people, we are trying to make an impact. But imagine if we joined forces with similar companies, government, academia, civil society, and we say, guys, we have a significant opportunity as a nation to generate digital skills, and we can actually do what India has done, be the net exporter of skills. I think we are a country that has the potential to thrive, and I see that potential. It just needs to be unlocked.